Srinivas ji, lecture uniform number 3, Shreya Extremdina. Sir, please come on stage.
Treatment of youth in ham radio. This will be a very generic thing, so it's nothing new, but actually let me try to add it with any different perspective. So let us go ahead with the next slide, please. So let us first understand what are the qualities of youth. Actually, why youth? And you see, youth are generally energetic. We have a lot of energy. We know that, and they are very curious by nature, right? And they are very adventurous, and we are talking about quota and all those things. Like they're very adventurous in nature. They like to have a lot of things generally during their that kind of way. So, and they are very idealistic. They want to be very optimistic. When we say idealistic, they will be very optimistic. Youth in among youngsters, they want to do more things, and then they are very flexible. They are not just like that you like to say that they try to do different things. They're very flexible in nature. They're very passionate, interested, and they're socially connected. Nowadays, you can see that they like to have a lot of, not in terms of ham radio, but also generally, if you see in social media, they would like to have a lot of friends. And then they're very tech savvy and also innovative. You see that in a lot of ways, nowadays, the modern youth are very tech savvy. And we are going to see that robotics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. So next slide, please. And youth most energetic and productive in society. So we're just trying to understand the generic idea of youth generally. So I'll just come into bit why we are talking about youth. The size and strength of youth population determines country's potential growth. You see, so youth plays a very pivotal role in the growth of a country. And they are the tomorrow's innovators, builders, and leaders. You all know that, and they have a positive force for development with the right knowledge and skills. If anybody, Neil was mentioning generally in the context of ham radio, if anybody, if we are giving the right direction and the impetus to the youth, they'll definitely have a positive impact on the society. Next slide, please. You can see India has produced a lot of youngsters. Everybody like Bhagat Singh, Vivekananda, Srinivas, I think hope all of you know all these big personalities, Kalpana Chawla, and you already know Sachin Tendulkar, right? So we are very inspirational young leaders. Next slide, please. So now that generally the idea of youth, what they can do, now let us just try to understand how we can what is the first thing we can do to anyone, not only you. What is the first thing we can do? We have any topic, we need to bring awareness to the public, right? We need to bring awareness to the public. So let us start from a ham radio point of view. It starts from the family. If I'm a ham, as Ashi was mentioning, we should try to just motivate within our family first. Encourage your children. Okay? So we'll come into later. I'll just I'll take it on a high level. I'm not going to go into very depth of it. And that is how you start increasing your ham fraternity starting from your house. Second thing is ham clubs. Ham clubs can go to the educational institutions, okay, and they can give demos, awareness programs. They can invite them to their clubs and tell about the ham activity. Third thing is of communities. If you are in a gated apartments, you will have a lot of people there, youngsters. You can go there and do the ham activities in the gated communities. Next is NGOs and youth clubs. We have a lot of youth clubs, sports clubs. Okay, you can go to them. There are bike clubs, etc. Cycle clubs. They have a lot of youth clubs. They do a lot of. You can talk about how ham radio can benefit them, and especially now rural youth. You see, there are a lot of rural youth. We have rural India, and there are a lot of youth where they do not have very less access. They have kind of opportunities, etc. They be very willing to learn new things, right? They are very enthusiastic. You can teach them and tell about this ham radio, right? And voluntary groups are there, both public and private. Like NSS, Scouts and Guides. You have Aadhar Mitra, lot of things. And then we have government agencies, education. It always can be the policy into the education of government, but it's directly relates to the STEM and also national education policy as well. So I'm just quickly telling you high level, we can debate in each topic at a later point of time, but I just want to give you an overview. Next slide, please. So let us see why is the title of hams in Wonderland. Why is Wonderland? We just try to see first of all, why do we call that? Next slide please. So we just try to understand, these are all existing things, but I just try to summarize it and then come to the point of Wonderland. See, when you become a ham, the first thing is the very basic things you can kind of start from connecting from nets. Like you can be part of nets, just that is you can be an active listener, you can be VHF, and even now in modern times you also have digital nets. So as Mr. Jay was telling, that we can be an active listener first as a quick start for beginners, then we can make contacts and we can start slowly becoming local contacts and also get international contacts. Then become part of contest, especially in the international. There will be a lot of contests and you can get a lot of awards, like continental awards and so many awards are there. So that I'm not going to each and everything, how that is already been told by many of our panelists and other presenters. And rag chewing is one, again, these are the things which we can do as part of ham radio. Rag chewing, when like you can talk about as not only technical subjects, but you can be part of like discussing anything, as somebody was today mentioning about recipes, etc. And then eyeball and networking. You can always go there, be part of your own local clubs. You can have an eyeball, interact with each other hams, and then you can be part of this ham events like this. This is one of the ham events, for example. So if there is something even happening in other part of the state, you can be part of that and just make friends. And ham fest and ham mentions international, and you can share and gain knowledge. So these are the usual few important things to start with when you become a ham, right? Next slide please. Then, if you are doing a bit technical, this is again home breeding. So if you want to be part of that particular aspect, you can have build your own antenna, transceivers, power supplies, etc. many more. And then you can research, experiment and innovate. If you have that kind of flavor to make yourself very technical, you have that kind of orientation, this is one thing. You can participate in technical workshops and publish your learnings to fellow hams. So there are varieties and different wide spectrum of the what I'm trying to tell you is there's a wide spectrum of things in ham radio where each one can have and then just pursue their own interest. Next slide please. And again, adventures, we have the radio sport like Foxhunt. Just now we have heard earlier about beaches on the air, parks on the air, and islands on the air, the expeditions. These are again very unique and very interesting. Next slide please. And about satellite communication, we already know that. SSTV also we have already discussed about that. Ballooning is very important thing. Ballooning also is very important for universities, APRS and ballooning also. I've been part of luckily been part of one of the ballooning in Hyderabad last year, I suppose. It was very interesting. You could track the balloon and the payload, okay, using hand radio and the APRS things. And communication with astronauts, that everybody knows that. I'm just trying to again tell that these are the different aspects of the ham radio where one can involve. And at moon, at bounds, and digital communication now affiliate our guest from USA, called Steve affiliate, DMR and D-Star. There are a lot more. Okay, next slide please. And if somebody is interested just to say that he wants to do like me, for example, I'm just trying to give, he wants to bring awareness and training programs to the fellow hams or other people. Mentor and inspire new hams. And then also ham radio promotion, publish articles, blogs, vlogs and books. You can do much more. You see, everybody can actually take their own interest in different ham radio. It's not restricted that you should be completely technical. Next slide please. Then coming to the community service, if somebody is really interested, ham radio provides the platform as well. And we have discussed a lot about community service, general nature, communication in disasters, we have talked, medical and other emergencies, and also we have provided Kerala people, Hyderabad people also provided to the government in the very remote areas where there is no communication at all. Our people has gone on election side and they have provided the real-time data to the government authorities. How many people have come there and cast their vote? Especially I'm talking about the very rural tribal areas where the ham radio was also there as part of the elections. And then car rallies and marathons. Okay, I was we conduct marathons generally, so they also you can be part of those ham radio, can be supported there. And festivals, of course, big festivals when you go Dasara, in Ganesha, and you can be part of the supporting nature to the local police. Next. Yeah. Now we know that these are the different aspects of ham radio. How do you pitch that now? Now that you know that, how do you pitch? Next slide, please. So to parents, how do you pitch to your parents? Like you should tell to the parents that your child will get communication, they'll develop communication and interpersonal skills, right? From day one, right? Generally, they can be part of that. When you talk slowly, usually you are shy initially, right? But you leave your fear, stage fear, or your inhibition. You can socialize, make new friends from an early age. You will create positive impact compared to unwanted. Nowadays, all modern people, children, everybody knows that they are using mobiles. Okay, Facebook, social media, Twitter, how they struggle glued to that. They don't even talk, they don't even. So you can make that's a very peculiar, very unique thing you can tell to your children that. So if you use in ham radio, there is no kind of deviation, right? Distraction. But if you take a mobile, okay, but if you are talking to them, suddenly you get some WhatsApp message, some Facebook message, there's a distraction. In ham radio, you do not have a distraction. You are only one, you are hearing, your listening skills will increase. Your listening skills increase, then the way you talk will increase. You can, that's what our young ladies, young buyers are doing right now. And you can expand your knowledge. So this is generally, you have to tell the parents and motivate them to tell your children how ham radio will benefit them rather than the regular social media. Second, next slide please. Similarly, you can go and approach to schools and colleges. What to tell them? You have to tell that you can do experiments, research and development, engineering colleges, etc. You can do projects in transceivers. Yes, they can make it. They can do a lot of things. Antennas, they can do SSTV, DMR, satellite commission, ballooning. All these things, even they can be part of their projects. Your universities sponsor that, right? They do the same handsets as well. Like one university, some universities and many satellites. To ISRO earlier, the hand satellites and enhances their critical thinking, problem solving and technical proficiency. These are the few important things, aspects you should tell when you approach the colleges and tell them how ham radio benefits them rather than the normal thing. Everybody now goes to, everybody knows ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT, right? Instantly, and then Alexa, you want like this, right? That is okay, but you have to tell them and teach them in such manner that hand club, you can also have hand clubs in the colleges. That is the edge compared to the other colleges. Because counterparts because is unique scientific copy. And they can, every college has football clubs, sports clubs, music clubs, so many clubs. But ham club is some unique thing which you can preach to the colleges. Next slide please. How do you talk to the students and youth? How do you motivate students? So this, you can tell them that you can connect with the global community. Of course, you can connect with your Facebook as well, but this is a different thing, right? So Facebook has a lot of, you know that, and other social media is not genuinely comparatively, right? But here we are licensed people mostly. So there will not be any piracy in such manner. Okay? So you can do cultural exchange, adventures, fox hunting, DXing, all these things we talk about. We can do hip-hop contests, we can be part of contests, community service, which I already discussed about, and at class you can also tell them that you add value to the resume. And one more thing, I have shared a quick experience where I applied for a visa to US, and then I didn't think it takes so much of time, but when I saw the ham, usually it was processed very quickly. In the sense that US people know that a ham is like means that they're very, they recognize in US. So this is one thing we can teach to the students or youth that if you become a ham, it's just a marketing strategy, that yeah, you get, there's a lot of possibility that you'll get a visa. So, but anyway, career opportunities in the world of, especially in the areas of telecommunications, networking, etc. So this is generally a kind of teach you can tell and motivate and inspire students in you. Yes, sir, please. So how do you engage? Now we told you all that. Now how do you engage them once we come back? Like once you become hams, engaging them is one important thing, right? So how do you engage them? To consistently engage them, anybody is a challenge because they have their own careers, they have their own families, etc. So now ham clubs should conduct weekly or monthly weeks. Just an example, they can enroll them. Invite local youth to participate in group discussions and talk about hand clubs generally. and they can ask them to give some presentations, they can conduct workshops, they can compete competitions, quizzes, all related to ham radio, scientific things, field days, they can do contests, daily net. This is how you engage them. Unless you engage them, people will definitely not do this. We have a lot of clubs. There are a lot of, you see in Hyderabad and many cities, we have a lot of book reading, readers club, cyclers club, right? Bikers club. They all meet, right? Similarly, why can't we have ham clubs? Yes, we do have, but the thing is that how often we are really coming together and doing such kind of consistent activities rather than completely purely technical. Share experiences, take them to the local and other ham meets. When people are coming to these kind of ham meets, you bring them along with you and tell them this is how it happens. That's what I've been telling Neil also and other people also. You come there, go to Handfest, experience those things. Right? Next slide please. So there are so many international organizations, ARRL, Radio Society of Great Britain, we have Japan and Germany and NSUs are there. And it's a very limited because of the positive time to gather so much. There are a lot of youngsters being, many clubs as well being there in the world. Next. So, you know, she's also younger from, I think, from Bangalore. Excuse me. So, there are a lot of young hams right now being pursued. Next slide. So, next slide. These are all young hams. Next. Yeah, you can see how youngsters are doing, experiment, how they are interested. You have to create an interest. You have to create this not only technical but other types of aspects as well. Next. You see, Sunita Williams Astro is talking to a student in USA. So these are the things we can also do, but we should try to promote these kind of things. And we have to, it's not, there is a process for that, but we should give the awareness to colleges and universities. That will really enhance the hand radio activity. Next. So you can also be, you know, there is a Archies, everybody are known, youngsters, hand radio Archies, right? So you keep in the terms of comics as well as, what I'm just trying to tell you is make it fun and away. It's not, I'm talking about only from youth perspective, okay, maybe for elders and they look very the same thing, but what I'm just trying to tell you is make more fun, loving, and tell them very neatly. Next slide please. So these are like just that kind of some kind of humor if you want to just add to that for people, right? And next. Yeah, next slide please. Yeah, you can. So we can just have this kind of some kind of just pep it up with the kind of audience looking at. Okay. So now I just give a brief about my experience. So and share my things. So this is actually since my youth I am very passionate and inclined towards gadgets and James Bond movies. Okay, generally at that point of time, you know, I see all the James Bond movies, all kinds of stuff, even Star Wars, Star Trek at that point in 1980s. So that was my inclination generally towards electronics and gadgets. And so that's the type. Now I got my license somewhere years back. That is my call sign VU3SXL. Next slide please. This is my first contact award. Once I got my license, I made a customer to Salman, based in Saudi Arabia. So that was my, you can apply, anybody who brings actually, he can make a call first and apply for the ARRL. He gets the first contact award. Next slide. These are some other certificates, generally participations and different contests. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah, these are again one HF is one world championship. Just every year they conduct. You can be part of that. That's very interesting. You play in this contest. Next. Next. Yeah. Next. Yeah, these are general certificates. You can see different contests and different every year. Single sign, etc. Next. So this is one thing after being I wanted to, as fellow hams also, I went to college in engineering college in Hyderabad, and I talked to the concerned head of the departments and principal correspondents there, and so at one point of time they were actually they were not really aware of that. So at one point of time, it was very unique thing at that point of time. 200 students who got trained and they appeared for the exam, which is at that point of time, only 10 people, 20 people were doing that. But at that point when we actually told about that, so the Vatman College engineering, so they had appeared at once, and most of the students continue still carry those things to their juniors. So this is one activity which I try to do usually when I go to schools and colleges, try to promote hand awareness programs. Next. So this is on Malaria Engineering College in Hyderabad as well. We have been giving, we were talking about VU2, somebody was talking about VU2 Bravo Lima. She is a VU2 Bravo Lima, you can see beside me. She is a silent key now, VU2 Bravo Lima. So next slide please. So this is again Shreyas Engineering and Technology. We did the family annual program, a lot of engineering colleges and normal schools and other institutions as well. Next. So this is part of Hampus. We usually we go there and see what are the things going on, what are the sessions going on like this. Next. This is in Kolkata 2000 Hampus that happened. Then we are part of here. Next. This is again in Bangalore. It conducted in 2018. We are part of that Hampus. Next. This is in Dayton Ham Mission, which have been, it's my first experience in International Ham Mission, 2014, which is known as the Makkah of all hams. So you should go there. You see there are 2,000 and 3,000 stalls, 20,000, 30,000 people, all of the whole hams, all alone. And it will be a 3-day things, and we'll find lot of things. It's a huge thing. You cannot even cover in 3 days. Next. So you can see the kind of all the electronics and not only the flea market, but all the Yesu and all other things. You can see that in the big arena there in the convention. Next. So this is when I first entered Dayton, that arena. I mean in the complex. I first met him. He's a NASA radio scientist. He's a NASA radio scientist. I was seeing, he was just discussing, I saw NASA, I thought naturally you'll be interested in England and say somebody say NASA, because my first visit to Dayton, he was talking about like how can you identify a planet by hearing the sounds? How can you identify a planet by hearing the sounds? So it was a very interesting topic. He was telling these kind of things, and let us see. And I met just one second, I just want to do this. So this, he's an astronaut, and he's also ham. Okay, he stayed in the International Space Station for 6 months, and people were lining up there. I didn't know that, so I just was I was thinking why the people are lining up there. Then they said somebody he is an astronaut. Naturally, you don't get every opportunity to see and meet and read an astronaut, right? So I also lined up and shook hands with him, and we took photographs. You can see that that was me in 2014. Next. Yeah, he gave me, you can see my name, my call sign, aim high and cut the stars with his Douglas Wheelock, his astronaut, his photograph and autograph, and he gave his badge. You see the badge on his suit. He gave me these suits which I still cherish right now. It's usually these kind of things. So ham, because I am only ham, I could meet an astronaut, right? So that is there are a lot of things. Next. So this is again in Andaman expedition, in the expedition 2015 we have gone there. Next. And the International Fleet Review, you know that every 4 years the Indian government and the defense, they conduct these ships from 70 countries, ships have come there, and this is in Vizag. So the government of Andhra Pradesh at that point of time are asked as the second line of communication, just in case if everything goes down. So we are given almost 12 strategic points in Visakhapatnam, in the airport, in the hills, and in the areas, etc. So where you will just imagine the president was here, there, prime minister was there, the defense minister was there, entire ministry was there. If something happens, just imagine. So ham radio was also there, and you don't believe that in a command control room, the communication did not go through, but the ham radio people, we could put a wire and cable there and put an antenna, it was working, and the local DGP fired on their actually their personnel that when ham radio people were able to do, why you people are communication people of the police department could not do. So this, but I cannot share that photograph, but that was there anyway. So this was that in Vizag. Next. Yeah, this is in the park, Hotel Park, and you can see the shack, we put it up. And if you see this particular antenna which I am sitting there, that was on the Chief Minister at that time, Chandrababu Naidu's guest house. So we were giving strategic points to communicate and control, and they will have command control center. Next. So this is again in Germany. When I went to the ham mention, you can see these are all a lot of things, technical stuff. I'm not really that technical, but I think people who are really that can understand. Next, this is a flex radio. You can see that there are a lot of stars there. Next, and there are a lot of people you can make when you go to international ham mentions. You can see from these are from Algeria. Okay, they are from I think Sweden, Thailand, Japan. So USO towers are very famous, and she's she takes care of all the USO towers. Next, this is again from I think it's Italy, Spanish. Next, yeah, this is again in Tokyo when I happened to visit the Tokyo Fair. So Tokyo is also Japan is also one of the major international ham fairs which happens every September. So Dayton and Germany and Japan every year. These are the three major international ham mentions that happen. So I got an opportunity both on my office work as well as that, and happened to visit those events. Next, you see it was really professional, it's a different kind of thing. This opening ceremony is the ham mentioned there. Okay, next. You can see the different radio sets in Japan. That is in Japan actually we have to see all the kind of different radio sets next. And even for people from Dayton came to Tokyo. They also that we had a nice QSO with them. Dayton and the US people. Next. Yeah, youngsters. In this is Satyapal. I think most of the people know Indian Institute of Hams. So we both went there actually as part of Ham Radio Fair, and we also did the market there. And so youngsters were also there. So we just had some snaps. Next. So this is again in Bangalore. They conducted a fox hunt. We are talking about the radio sport, and they took the permission of the government. It's a 50-kilometer thing, so we went all the way from Hyderabad, 3 people, 4 people. We are part of that particular thing, but it was very interesting. So you can see we are having that direction finder at the top of the hill, and you can see so it is conducted in Reva University. So these are just many things which are very even not only youngsters but even elders participate. Next. So this is again hilltop contest. RSI conducts generally. So this is in 2022 when we went 200 kilometers from Bangalore. There are 77 hills. So we were given. It's like again preparing for a disaster kind of thing. Okay, it's not just disaster, but that's a very thing. Actually, I've been part of the Bangalore hams. A lot of hams came there, so we all went there. Next, and we were given at the top of a hill, a small forest range section where we started. We did not take anything, only batteries, solar panels, etc. Next, you can see the solar panels and batteries. We did not have anything, and that is the background. We have the forest ranger where they see, they have the guns, and they only one person is there to see the wild animals will come or not. So there's been a couple of people don't have anything. So it should come all from the down of the hill. Next, it is in Malay Marga Hills from them. And if you can see at the top of things, we install the antenna, different antennas. Yeah, this is forest ranger because they have that, and have to see someone is poaching or some wild animals. Usually when we're there, actually the elephants came nearby, but we couldn't see that they come up nice and they poach. Next, this is at the top of the antenna. You can see the terrace of the particular thing. Okay, now coming to the global statistics, India has the largest youth population. You know that 66% approximately has the youngest population in India. And also US, Japan and China has maximum number of hams in labs. We are talking about that we only have almost 30 to 40,000 maybe now. Okay, so we have to, let us just imagine the kind of population. Now we beat China now in the most populous country. Right? So just imagine how many hams should we have? We should be having. So what we should do actually to increase these things, and let us leverage this. Next. So we should bring national harm. Don't you think that initially, if you remember, I have shown what are the qualities of youth, what youth will have, the different qualities and traits. So why can't we leverage the potential? Okay, and also we have a strategic advantage that India has largest number of youth. So with this both combination, we can propose, this ham radio in masses. So we can develop more hand clubs as we were talking about. We are increasing a lot of hand clubs. All hand clubs should be united and supportive. That is one of the things we are already talking about. Education policy for hand that we already talked about, NDP in that. And then India should have the highest number of hams, but 40, that's just a kind of thing, but we have to have some kind of target. So it should be a collective thing rather than individual kind of thing. So it is very good that, and global ham conventions in India should happen like the ones in London. Okay, we are having ham tests, but not in the scale of global conventions. So we should make that. Next, ham for community service, of course. When you say community service, people get connected. When you're talking about, when you say beaches and parks, naturally ex-wives will connect, right? So community service also nation, when you talk about community service, apart from the technical thing, the government will connect. That is where government is. Okay, so how you can link it to the larger section of the society. Next. So what we need is an evolution or a revolution, which we call as ham evolution. We should bring a ham evolution among ourselves. And then, that is all based upon holy hams, right? Next. So join the ham community, be a ham, develop and serve the nation. So this is all should be our motto actually. We should give in that kind of spirit. Next. So the slogan is ham hai. We should be very proud ham hai. And we say, as we say, one nation, ham nation. We should say one nation, one card. We say one nation, ham nation. So I'm just giving a kind of pity kind of thing so that people can come up with these kind of things to motivate ourselves. Okay. Next. Yeah, so that's all. Thanks and thank you so much. And I think we all this is a thank me for inviting me to this event as well as convention and organizers of the Oscar and mentors, Jagdeep and all others. And I'm very happy to know that because there are a lot of youngsters here. So it's very, that is the reason I chose this topic because a lot of youngsters are there. Wherever I go into different ham clubs, I'm not blaming them, but it's very happy to see youngsters and new faces, fresh faces. Okay, so I really got excited and everybody, I would like to continue these kind of things. I encourage those people who come up with this thing and wires and Ashi was talking about the wires. It's not like that, it's nothing. The woman empowerment is there right now. They are in every field. They are in space. They are in Navy. They are in soldiers. They are in defense, etc. So it is only a matter of time. So nobody need not pull them. Actually, women should pull us. So I don't think that it's all about. It's a collective effort for us to bring and make us again as a one nation, ham nation. Thank you.